What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. Now, I guess Rumble's having issues or whatever, so I don't know if they got that straightened out or not, but I guess that's a thing. Anyways, we're going to be starting out with this first video titled, President Trump arrives in Beijing. He's hanging out with Winnie the Pooh and all that stuff. We're going to run it as a doubly. The second video, President Trump saying, I don't think about Americans' financial situation during Iran talks. People are all pissed off because he said this, and I don't know. I guess it's worth being mad about, I suppose, but I think I don't know. I think he just didn't think very hard about the wording there, and they got him in a gotcha moment. Then we got a video titled, Google and SpaceX in talks to launch data centers. They're talking about orbital data centers. We're going to have data centers floating around like satellites. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Probably not. Then we got an interesting video titled, Waymo issues recall over the ability to handle flooded streets. Apparently these robo-taxis will just drive you right through flooded areas, so that's cool. Then we got a follow-up video. It's titled, Criminal Charges Announced in Key Bridge Collapse. I don't even know when this happened. It was like a year or two ago or something we covered when they knocked the bridge down, and now they're going to charge these people because of it. Now, when it originally happened, they said it was a technical issue, as if it was nobody's fault. It was just an accident. Now they're bringing criminal charges. Then we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Stoner, and it's titled, Remain in Control. Then getting back into the news, we have a video titled, Inside Quarantine, Cruise Passenger Describes Monitoring in Nebraska. He literally says that it's like being in heaven. It must be great to be in quarantine, or at least that's what they want you to think. Then we got a video titled, Epstein Survivor Describes Seeing Her Name Over 500 Times in the DOJ Files. And I have a controversial take on it, but, either way. Then we got a video titled, ICE finds more than 10,000 cases of student visa fraud. So they're out there cracking down on that fraud, which is good. I don't know how ICE figured this all out. I figured that'd be somebody else's job, but I guess finding the fraud is still good. Then for the last little bit of the news, it is Lefties losing it. And today it's titled, Sydney Sweeney sends the left into fits of rage. Then we're going to be getting into the fun stuff. We're going to be cracking open today's puzzle advent calendar. It was provided by Watchmen, and I think today's the last puzzle, so I'm interested to see what it is. Then we got our two funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Stoner, and it's titled, Is Bacon Good? And our official funny video of the day was provided by Donnie, and it's titled, Is This Why Gas is So Expensive? All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. And what is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Snooks? What's up, Ghostly? What's up, Russell? What's up, Zero? What's up, Guess Someone? What's up, Salty Ragu? What's up, Matt Rogers? Happy freedom, you hooligans. I appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Elder Zoomer, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, and I appreciate you racing to the chat. What's up, Major? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom to you. Let me see, scrolling through here, make sure we get everybody. What's up, Abby Girl? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Too Old to Care? Happy freedom to you. Matt Rogers, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Zero, you are omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, My Feed? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. What's up, Jagula? Happy freedom. What's up, Watchman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Rappy? Appreciate you sliding through. Happy freedom. You guys hit that like button over on Rumble. See if you can get us on the front page if things are even functioning over there. And what is up, everyone over on the GoofTube? Agent O, you were first today. Happy freedom to you. Major, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Matt Rogers, you are truly omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Way 2? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Toy Mafia? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Tony Briz? Happy freedom. Let me see. You guys are welcome to hit that like button as well over on the GoofTube. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. What's up, everyone over on Blaze? And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Let's go ahead and get into things. Like I said, we're going to be starting off with a doubly. It's all about President Trump. Let's get this pulled up. Him and all the big CEOs, they made it out to Beijing. Go hang out with Winnie the Pooh there. Good stuff. Hit the like button if you got one, and let's get into this.
President Trump has just landed here in Beijing for what is expected to be a whirlwind summit meeting with President Xi Jinping. President Trump, when he stepped off that plane, was greeted by a similar sight to what he saw back in 2017. He was greeted by the vice president of China, as well as roughly 300 Chinese youths who performed a flag ceremony and chanted "Welcome" to President Trump. Now, there was also a military band as well as an honor guard to greet him as he walked to his motorcade. Now, notably, the figures we saw coming off the plane, in addition to President Trump, was his son, Eric Trump, and his wife, Laura Trump. Now, that is notable not just because they're family members, but also because Eric Trump now runs Trump.org. We also saw Elon Musk as well as Jensen Huang, two tech titans. President Trump is traveling with roughly a dozen of America's top CEOs, but they did not fly on Air Force One with the president. Only those two tech CEOs did, which gives you an insight into what the United States and what President Trump likely wants out of this critical meeting. But of course, as we know, it is unclear what the United States is going to get as the Iran war looms over this meeting.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. They got all the big wigs out in China. They're saying President Trump and Eric and other big CEOs have arrived in Beijing. Some are saying, and this is in the comments and news everywhere, all over social media, some people are saying that MAGA is a bunch of hypocrites because people were so pissy about Hunter Biden riding on Air Force One when Biden was in office. And now Eric's on Air Force One and everybody thinks it's really great. And so they're saying that MAGA is a bunch of hypocrites for that. And then they're saying that the meetings are supposed to start tomorrow, so I don't assume we're going to see any information between now and then, unless they do the meetings early, which they might. I don't know what time it is in China, but either way, things aren't going to happen until tomorrow. We're going to get right into this next one. This is President Trump talking to the press, and this must be, well, it's obviously before he left for Beijing, but very controversial. He said something along the lines about, don't think about Americans' financial situation when it comes to deals with Iran, and people are all pissed about the gas prices and stuff. And so it makes it seem like he just doesn't give a shit about us paying top dollar for gas prices. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But they kind of got him in this gotcha moment, and everybody's talking about it. Hit that like button, and let's get into this.
Go ahead. When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates.
Did you say earlier that the only thing that matters to you when it comes to Iran is a nuclear weapon? You're not considering the financial impact of this war on Americans?
The most important thing by far, including whether our stock market, which by the way is at an all-time high, but including whether or not our stock market goes up or down a little bit, the most important thing by far is Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
What about the pressure on Americans and prices right now?
Every American understands.
Americans, how they're feeling about
every American. Are you listening to me? Every American understands, and they just had a poll, like 85%, which is surprising. It's only that they understand that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
All right, really controversial. Everybody on the internet's all mad about it and stuff. Especially people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And of course the lefties are really pissy about it. He could say he loved all of us and he's keeping us in mind the whole way, and they'd still be pissed about it. But either way, President Trump's saying that when it comes to Iran, they cannot have a nuclear weapon, but says that he's not thinking about Americans' financial situation, which the media is blowing up and people are getting upset over it. I don't think he was necessarily saying he doesn't give a shit about us. I think he was just saying that nothing really matters in comparison to the goal of Iran not having a nuclear weapon. But of course, they kind of got him in a gotcha moment with the way that was all set up. We're going to get right into this next one before hopping in the chat. Google and SpaceX in talks with launching data centers. They want to have orbital data centers like satellites. I don't know why we need this. I don't know how that's going to make the world a better place, but this is what they're saying. Either way, hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Google and SpaceX may soon be joining forces for a rocket launch deal. This agreement comes as they're starting to compete for an orbital data center. That's the yet-to-be-proven technology that would put data centers up in space. SpaceX chief executive Elon Musk says the move is the next step for his rocket company. In 2025, Google unveiled plans to launch prototype satellites next year as part of its moonshot initiative titled Project Suncatcher.
Project Suncatcher. That sounds nice. That sounds like some Soviet shit. Anyways. They're saying Google and SpaceX competing to launch orbital data centers. Sounds like surveillance to me. I don't know why we need this, and I don't know how this is going to make the world a better place. It's just, why do we need that? What do we need that for? Anyways, next up, Waymo issues recall over the ability to handle flooded streets. Apparently, these robo-taxis are taking passengers right into flooded areas, not acknowledging that the roads are flooded at all. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about those last 3 videos. Russell, we need to launch the dildos in space for the aliens? Maybe. They're going to think we're trying to probe them back. 0 short-term pain for long-term gain. We will be okay. Hopefully, they need to get this stuff wrapped up, though. Guess I might agree. Why would we put prices above a nuclear attack? Well, some people don't really believe there's a nuclear attack. So that plays into this media outrage that's going on, is because a lot of people say that it's been 47 years of them threatening to hit us with a nuke that they haven't even had, and we haven't been able to prove that they've had it. So people are saying that they don't even have this ability, so we're fighting a fake threat. And meanwhile, while we're fighting this fake threat, all of us are paying high gas prices. That's what some people believe, and that's what makes it so controversial, is because of that. Other than just the statement itself is rattled a few people. I know, you hear that dog yelping? You better go get the AR. Something's going on across the hall. Snooks, that's not good. Trump saying he doesn't care about us. Well, I don't think that's necessarily what he was saying, but that's how people are taking it. Can you guys hear this dog barking? All this time I worry about Klaus being loud. At least he don't bark. Guess King Klaus. Look at that lion's mane and neck rolls there. Yo, they're gonna have to shut that dog the hell up. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom to you. I feel like I gotta sneeze. Made it. It's the damn dog. I'm allergic to stupid dogs. Salty Ragu, happy freedom to you. This is just another reason why I should rule the world. That's right, Salty Ragu. We'll be voting for you. I guess kings don't need votes. What's up, Culty? Happy freedom to you. Cass, it's crazy gas here. Jumped another 60 cents from this morning to noon. 4.70 for unleaded now. It's too much. I haven't gone outside yet, so I don't know what gas is, but it was $4.99 yesterday. So if it's going up, it means it's above $5. Maybe after the live, I'll go for a walk, see what gas prices are. Hopefully that won't be too depressing. We'll see. Culty DDoS attack, that's what's happening to Rumble. It's been a while since we had that. I was wondering if Rumble Studio was even going to work, because that was going to cause a major problem if that did not work. But thankfully, we're all here. What's up, Dudden? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Snarl? Happy freedom to you. Oh, it looks like you guys might be having troubles over there. What's up, Neurodivergent? Happy freedom. Yeah, it looks like you guys are having issues. We'll see. What's up, Tar Kitty? Happy freedom to you. Tar Kitty. You ran into Steven Crowder live streaming to YouTube from his phone. I remember when everyone was making such a big deal about Crowder leaving YouTube. And I said he'd be back, and everyone got real mad. And then he came back. Because I just know how these people... They're basically mainstream at this point. Candace Owens, Crowder, all those people, they might as well be mainstream at this point. It's all gimmicks and shit to get clicks. It's just the way they are. Way too, they should open it up for like all the solar forms people are creating. What are you saying? Oh, to access power. I can't remember what that's called. There's a name for that. Putting stuff in space like solar energy and stuff. I don't know what that's called, but there's already a name for it. I don't think whatever they're putting in space is for us. I assume it's to control us, especially if Google's participating in it. So I don't really know. I don't know what it's for. I don't think it's good though. What's up, Salty Ginger? Happy freedom to you. Tony Rez, down detector showing Rumble's down. Well, hopefully they get it fixed pretty soon. It sucks because then we all get mad at Rumble, but it's not really Rumble's fault that they're getting a DDoS attack. If anything, it's probably YouTube attacking them. What's up, Smelly? Happy freedom to you. Smelly, it's for AI. Yeah, that's what I think it is too. The data centers. Global surveillance. Smelly, the quartering's career is over. It's wild what happens to idiot scumbags. See, I've been hearing people talking bad about the quartering, but I don't know what happened. It makes me feel kind of indifferent because people used to say that what we were doing was close to what the quartering was doing. And now that people hate him, that makes me feel kind of weird because I don't know what he did, but people used to compare us, which I don't know because I've never even seen their lives or anything like that. And we've been doing this for years. Like, we're getting close to the 1000th episode of Coffee with Hooligans. So we've been doing this for years. So if anything, they're doing shit like us, not the other way around. But it sounds like they made their bed over there. What's up, Hypernova? Happy freedom to you. Snooks, Rumble's good now. Wait a minute, you just said 2 minutes ago it wasn't working. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Snarl, after restarts, my Brave browser was bringing me straight back to Rumble. I opened another window and clicked open bookmark and Rumble works. Interesting. Hopefully it stays working. What's up, Mothertopia? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Daynon? Happy freedom to you. Everything's running good on Rumble now? Good. Glad to hear it. What's up, Donut? Happy freedom. There's been accusations that quartering has false flags. Some of this detractors for a while. No idea the truth of it. Yeah, I've been hearing gossip, so I don't really know. I don't really know anything about it. Tony Rez, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. All right, hooligans, let's move forward. Like I said, Waymo issues recall over ability to handle flooded streets. Now, I've never been a big fan of the idea of having a car drive itself. You can't rely on cars to run, let alone drive themselves, although they try to tell us it's safer than human drivers. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this polled up. Waymo's so super safe, they'll drive you down flooded roads. Heavy rain. What do you mean you don't want that? You guys could use a shower. Hit that like button and let's get into this.
Heavy rainfall landing Waymo's robo-taxis in hot water, coming as Waymo issues a voluntary recall of its software in nearly 4,000 self-driving cars. The company says it launched its own safety review after an incident in San Antonio, when a Waymo detected potentially untraversable floodwater and proceeded at reduced speed. No one was hurt. About 3,800 vehicles impacted. The company says it's working to implement additional software safeguards, adding that safety is our primary priority. Waymo insists they're still much safer than human drivers. The company publishing safety data on its website that says its robot drivers have 82% fewer injury-causing crashes than human drivers.
I think perhaps one shortcoming of all robotaxi companies is the availability of data. Like, how can you possibly map out all the million different scenarios that could happen on the road? The data is the data, but you know, when it encounters something, is it smart enough to fix it? We can only see when they actually roll out on the roads.
All right. They'll drive you through the floods, but, you know, they're really safe. Really, they're super duper safe. You gotta just trust the science. Anyways, they're saying the Waymo is doing a recall on the self-driving vehicles because they will drive you right into flooded areas. Then they turn around and claim that the robo-taxis are still 82% safer than human drivers. I don't know, but in the video they showed, you do see this big truck riding the ass of this Waymo vehicle because apparently that's how you have to drive a big dumb truck. I don't know. I hate them here. It's so bad here. The big dumb trucks will eat you alive. I can't stand it. It's not all trucks, but it's always a truck. Anyways, next up, we're going to get right into this. Criminal charges announced for the Key Bridge collapse. And like I said, this is a follow-up. We covered this when it actually happened like a year or two ago. And back then, they were saying this was a total accident. And everybody else was saying this seems kind of intentional. They reassured us over and over again, nope, this was an accident. Turns out, nope, they're bringing criminal charges. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Breaking at noon, criminal charges announced against the operators of the Dolly. Federal officials making that announcement today. They claim corners were deliberately cut aboard the cargo ship at the expense of safety, leading to the Key Bridge collapse. Synergy Marine, Synergy Maritime, and a technical superintendent are charged with conspiracy to defraud the United States and with causing the deaths of 6 construction workers on the bridge. The indictment accuses the companies of conspiracy, safety violations, obstruction, and making false statements during the federal investigation. Prosecutors say the ship had been improperly modified and relied on equipment that could not restart after a blackout, leading to the second power failure moments before impact.
We allege that the possibility of such a catastrophic power failure should have been no surprise to Synergy. In fact, the Dolly experienced 2 blackouts at port the day before the elision. And we allege that Synergy's employees didn't investigate or report those blackouts as the law requires. We also allege that the defendants provided false documents and false statements to the NTSB during its investigation.
The companies also face environmental charges tied to pollution released into the Patapsco River after the crash. At 4 o'clock, our Tommy Clark will explain the indictment and what comes next in this major move by the federal government.
Okay. They're real mad. They're real mad about the operators on the ship. And I mean, I understand they knocked the bridge down and stuff. I just wish they cared that much about politicians ruin our lives and stuff, you know. Hold those people accountable. Anyways, they're saying the criminal charges against the operators of the ship that caused the collapse of the Keystone Bridge. Is that what it's called? The Key Bridge, I guess. They're being charged with conspiracy to defraud the U.S., which I don't really understand that, but that's what they're being charged with. They're also being charged with the death of the 6 workers that were on the bridge, and I can't remember if those were illegals or if they were here legally. There was something about them being foreign, I remember. They're accused of conspiracy, safety violations, obstruction, and making false statements during a federal investigation. They say that the ship was improperly modified, and it caused a power failure that caused the impact to happen in the first place. They say that the ship had 2 blackouts the day before the collision. It was never investigated as it should have been. Like I said, it's nice that they're going so hard on these people, holding them accountable. I wish they felt the same way about our officials, holding them to the same standards. Next up, we got our midlife break. Today, it's provided by Stoner. It's titled Remain in Control. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you Hooligans think about those last couple of videos. Zero good, they're being held accountable? Yeah. We'll see what actually sticks. It sounds like they're charging them with everything, hoping that it sticks, but they've had a long time to do this investigation, so we'll see how it all turns out. Zero, the death toll could have been so much worse. Yeah. Guess Dallas had a video of Waymo running a red light. Yeah, I've seen all kinds of stuff with those autonomous cars. People have tested their abilities, their safety features and stuff, and I've seen a couple of videos where they were taking like a mannequin the size of a child and having it run between vehicles. Not having it run, but you know what I mean? Simulating what it would be like a child running between vehicles and watching the autonomous vehicle just smoke the mannequin. Like full on, not even hit the brakes. And I don't know, just tricking the vehicle to show that they're not as safe as they try to pretend that they are. What's up, Southern Eagleman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Magic Moon? Happy freedom. I'm doing all right, Dun. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right as well. I think the damn season change is starting to get to me. It's definitely not helping my eye twitching problem. I think we're going on 6 weeks on my left eye twitching. That may be concerning. I don't know. But I feel my voice is all scratchy. This damn seasons change. Stoner, how about some charges for the pedophiles? Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean. They don't hold the people on Capitol Hill accountable at all. They cover it all up. That's like the fraudster Omar, right? They had to vote to issue a subpoena to get her to testify on this $250,000 fraud that they believe she's connected to, and everybody voted against it. Well, why would you vote against it? If you think she's connected to fraud, why wouldn't you, at very minimum, have her make a statement? If it was us, they'd arrest us and then figure it out afterwards. But for some reason, everybody on Capitol Hill, they just make these claims in the news and then nothing ever happens. Like, nothing ever happens. So, I don't know. What's up, Polish? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Bill Clay? Happy freedom to you. Done. Every time I think about self-driving cars, I remember the GPS has told people to drive off cliffs. Yeah, and that's what I mean. I don't think they're that safe. Putting your life in the hands of a vehicle that drives itself, I don't know. Jugular China. Mm-hmm. What's up, Shanti? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mirrors? Happy freedom to you. If they can hack a baby monitor, they can hack a robocar. Yeah, that's true. Same thing with drones. They talk about drones being hijacked. I would assume they could use the same technology to hijack a robo-taxi. I don't know. I don't look into that kind of stuff. I don't need that stuff on my search engines and whatnot. Agent O, is that the Keister Bridge? Is that what you're saying? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. What's up, Bullseye? Happy freedom to you. Comparing apples to oranges. What do you mean? Tar Kitty, you seen Crowder in Lansing? What was Crowder doing over here? What's up, Meta? Happy freedom to you. Smelly, he used to be one of the front faces of the Rumble front page, talking about quartering. Yeah, I remember that. Smelly, I'll have to check it out at 9 p.m. I'll see if I can make some free time. Meta, Waymo cars are 18% faulty. Yeah. I don't know. I don't trust them. I wouldn't care if they said they were 100% safe. I still wouldn't trust them. They were saying the same thing about Teslas when they first came out. When Tesla was like the first one to commercially advertise self-driving vehicles. And they were acting like it was foolproof. And I still wasn't for that idea. Snooks, ever never use auto drive on my cars? What do you mean? What is it called? Cruise control? Is that what you're talking about, Snooks? Because does your vehicle have autonomous driving ability? I'd use cruise control, but this funny thing about Subarus, other than they're driven by lesbians, 100%, is if anything goes wrong on your vehicle and it throws an error code, it automatically disables your cruise control, your traction control, and there's something else. I can't remember what the other thing is. And there's something else. It disables it automatically. And then on top of that, every little thing triggers an engine code. Like if you close your gas cap and you don't click it 5 times, it can trigger an engine code. And then all of a sudden you don't have cruise control or anything like that. And I actually have I can't even think what it's called, like a fuel leak error code that just randomly comes up because I guess it means that the gas tank pressure is abruptly dropping, meaning that there's probably a hole somewhere. So I've used my cruise control, been going 75 on the freeway because it's 75 here, doing the legal speed limit, and then all of a sudden cruise control just shuts off. That's really fun. That's a lot of fun, especially if there's a cop nearby, which there's always a cop nearby because I live in a police state. But anyways, moving forward here. Like I said, we got our midlife break. Let's get this pulled up. Today it was provided by Stoner. Load up. Here we go. All right, like I said, this is provided by Stoner and it's titled Remain in Control.
Get him, Carly, get him, yeah.
Distract them!
Distract him.
Come on, there he is!
What are you doing? Is that your wife over there?
Busted. It happens. Anyways, getting back into the news here. Next up, inside quarantine, cruise passenger describes monitoring in Nebraska. Now, this is the only person to make any video coming from the ship that had 17 Americans and 150 people in total. He was the only one to make a video while on the ship, crying and begging to be able to go home because the Hantavirus was going to get him. Now he's in quarantine for more than 40 days, and he says it is like heaven. I think he's trying to convince us that quarantine's really good. The same way that the public was demanding that these people were forced into quarantine, and how the WHO and the CDC and everybody did force these people into quarantine, and that's really great because it's a great time. I don't know, that sounds like full-on fucking brainwashing to me. Either way, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open a browser, go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this pulled up. Quarantine's great. We should all do it.
You took video.
Good stuff. All right, hooligans, hit that like button if you got one, and let's get into this.
You took video from inside your quarantine unit. Can you just tell us more about what it's like?
One of the things that's nice is it's just a good change of scenery, and it's much more spacious than my cabin was. I love that we have our exercise equipment. We are being treated so well here. The staff has been so kind and so accommodating.
The nurses just delivered me an iced horchata shaken espresso with oat milk and vanilla cold foam, and I'm literally in heaven.
We're allowed to get packages delivered here, so I actually received clothes today, and I'm receiving, special things for my bed as well, so I can feel more at home knowing that I'm going to be here for another 40 days.
It's nice to know that Amazon delivers to a biocontainment unit.
I think it's because it's the medical center, so it's pretty easy to get stuff delivered here. Yeah.
Is there something you're looking forward to most once you're out of quarantine? I mean, 42 days, 41 days is a long time.
It's actually a question that I've been asked a lot, and it may sound cliche, but I cannot wait to give my fiance and my family and friends hugs, because that's something that I just really miss. That first hug is going to feel like the best thing in the world.
Is his fiance a boy? Because he was gushing over that coffee. I like fancy coffee. I don't like it that damn much. I got a wiener. Anyways, that person is trying to convince the public that quarantine's really great and we should just all give it a try. He's going to be in there for the next 40 days. He gets Starbucks and he's got Amazon delivery and all that. Man, sounds fantastic. So like I said, this person originally was the one that made the video from the Hantavirus ship, telling us how big and scary it was. Again, there was 150 people on board. 17 of them were Americans. He's the only person to make a video. Even now, he's the only person to make a video from being on board the ship. And now he's doing interviews on TV. That's great. He says that it's heaven in the quarantine facility in Nebraska. He's getting Starbucks and, like I said, receiving Amazon deliveries. He's just having a great time while he's going to be waiting 40 plus days in quarantine. I guess he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have obligations. He just has infinite money, and that must be really nice. Next up, Epstein survivor describes seeing her name over 500 times in the DOJ documents. And I understand how that must be awful, but I kind of feel like her behavior is acting in this video. I know this can make everybody mad and whatever, but I think that there's just a little bit too much dramatics going on, and that's just my opinion. You can be mad if you want to. It's coming up next, but we're going to hop in the chat really quick and see what you hooligans think about how great quarantine is. Matt Rogers tax dollars at work. Do you think we're paying for his Starbucks and all of that? Because that's what I was wondering. Considering he's forced into this facility, are they providing accommodations to him? Or has he just got a credit card with infinite money on it? Maybe the government gave him some money to go and sell this bullshit to us. I don't even know how to put that in words I can say out loud, Snooks. You should. You should give it a try. Maybe it's a good time. Saldarego, you think tax dollars are paying for this? See, that's how they're going to convince us. Democrats are going to be the first ones to sign up for quarantine. They're scared of everything. They love wearing a mask. They think it's important to quarantine, and they could get free stuff from the government. They're going to be the first ones to get on the train, so I hope they enjoy that. Matt Rogers, get on the train. The camp is nice. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What's up, 10 Man? Happy freedom to you if I can get you already. Snooks, this guy's an actor and the videos are fake. Yeah, I think so too. Russell, people on the interstate that don't use cruise control are super annoying. Why? Because they vary their speed limit. I can't use cruise control. I can't. My car disabled it. My car's disabled. You got to be understanding with it. It's just a Subaru. Russell, if I had auto drive, I'd take a nap. You're not allowed to by law. There was a controversial video. It wasn't just a video, but this guy was taking naps in the back seat, letting his Tesla drive. I think it was in California. And eventually, he got pulled over, and he got in big trouble because even though the vehicle's autonomously driving or assisted driving, I think it was considered back then, they have like a set of guidelines that you need to follow. Otherwise, you're breaking laws one way or another, unfortunately. Snooks. Why did I don't know. I must have misspoke. I meant to say 0. Saldaregu, acting pays well, I suppose. Saldaregu, the governor in my truck is my cruise control. That's right. What's up, Patriot Dad? Happy freedom to you. What's up, James? Happy freedom to you. You're right, James. You are right. What's up, Danon? Happy freedom to you. MU, he'll be crying all over us in a week. Yeah, probably. He's going to be crying saying he misses us and that we should join him in the quarantine. It's fantastic. Stoner crisis actor, yeah, that's definitely what it, even in the beginning when we were covering the video when it first came out, it felt that way. Done. If I were in quarantine that long, I'd come out with one huge arm. Like Quagmire when he found the internet. Yeah, it happens. You gotta learn to be ambidextrous. Then people don't know unless you tell them. Like me. Magic Moon, he might be a good test. A good test, a trip to Mars. Yeah. We'll see. I wonder how much more he'll pop up. Like I said, he's been doing interviews in the news. That's not the only one. He's done like 5. He might have done more than that. He's a celebrity now. He's famous. Everybody is kicking themselves for not putting out videos when they were fighting the Hantavirus. Danon, it's a boy. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. His fiance's gotta be a boy. His coffee had like 6 names. And I think he said he had soy milk or something like that. That's how you know. Here, Juicer, look at the changes in his cheeks and eyes. They've been hooking him up. Jagular, why is it always flamboyant people? Because they got to reach the lefties. Those are the soft-hearted ones. They know the rest of us are going to be like, so what? It's like, so what? I don't care if you're having a great time over in the quarantine. That doesn't mean shit to me. So they got to speak to the soft people who were demanding that those individuals were put there in the first place. They're like, you're right, guys. We did need to go to quarantine, and it's great here. And the lefties are like, oh, I knew it. I knew it. Can't wait till it's my turn. Dunn, is this the same guy who made the hostage video? I don't know what you mean by hostage video, but he is the guy that put out the original video when they first told everybody about the Hantavirus, because they were like, oh, the boat's it's been hit with this virus. It has an outbreak. 3 people have died. And then they play the clip of him crying and, oh, I miss my family and da-da-da. Here, Juicer, I have an exhaust O2 sensor that throws a check engine light, disables cruise control, folded piece of a smoke pack defeated that. Yeah, see, I don't know. My Subaru's got some sort of adaptive learning, and it's supposed to optimize the vehicle. So every time I turn the car on, it runs like an analytics kind of thing to try and, I don't know, see how all the hardware is functioning, to then tell the computer how to run the vehicle so it will be optimized to its current condition. So any way I try to trick a sensor or anything, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And now I'm starting to get to the point where I have so much stuff to fix on my car that it's not worth it. It seems like an axle is seizing up now, and I don't really know what to do. Totally care. Son got a new car, lane placement, auto brake, etc. It's nice, but scary. Yeah, the new vehicles have all kinds of stuff. It's scary. I don't know. It might just be scary to us because we're looking from older vehicles, the dumb cars, looking forward to smart cars, and you think about how it benefits you more to know things than to allow the vehicle to just know the things for you, just kind of like everything else in the world. And I know people that have nice cars and stuff. I know a girl that has a newer Chevy, I don't know what it is. It's not a Tahoe. I don't know, a Z71 I think is what she keeps calling it. I can't remember what car that is because I don't have that shit. But she's got like that overhead camera shit so she can see what's all near her when she's in a parking lot. And then when she throws in a reverse, her entire dashboard turns into a reverse camera. And she can park that thing like a Cadillac, but if she didn't have the cameras, I don't think she'd be able to do it. And then what happens if the cameras fail? Now she won't be able to park the vehicles because she's been relying on these cameras for the last how many ever years, you know. And that's always the downside. You rely on these things. What happened if they fail? Just like the DDoS attack on Rumble, right? We use Rumble Studio because I have to in order to be a premium creator. They have a DDoS attack today. If Rumble Studio wasn't working, that would have fucked the whole live up across the across the board, not just on Rumble. It would have been YouTube, Kick, everywhere would have been down because I'm relying on their studio to function. Now, it did function, and that's great, but that's kind of the downside on relying on other gadgets instead of relying on yourself. It's just my opinion. Major, I just need a radio. Fuck all that other tech. Yeah, that's how I am too. What's up, Ghostly? Happy Freedom? Ghostly, I can't read that out loud, but yeah, it's something. Something's going on. Oh, Snooks, I didn't mean to. I guess I misspoke when I read the comments. I didn't mean to. Ghostly, I tugged so hard I tore a ligament in my elbow. You need to calm down, Ghostly. You need to calm down. Matt Rogers, I keep all that shit turned off on our Bronco. Yeah. Done radio, cigarette lighter, and an ashtray. Everything else is extra. Do they still make car lighters and stuff in the new vehicles? Because I thought they stopped doing that, but I know stuff changes all the time. Major, I got a 2010 Camaro 2SS and a 2001 pickup truck. Won't buy anything new. Yeah. Colty's Z71 is an option package, not a model. It's for a big fucking truck. That's all I know. It's a big fucking truck and it's got Z71 on it. It's not a Tahoe. I don't know what it is because I don't drive dumb trucks, so I don't know. And trucks are useful if you need them, but what I'm gonna do? Haul my giant cat? I don't need a truck. I just don't. So I don't know what it is. Silverado maybe? I don't know. I don't know that stuff. Cass, they do make car lighters in some newer vehicles. Still varies for different models. That's interesting. Because I know they were talking about doing away with it because it influences kids to smoke because there's a lighter built into the car and durka and whatever. But then 2 years later, their opinions will change. Stoner, my parents are going on a 2-week cruise next week. I told them not to touch any rats. Yeah, don't be huffing no rat shit. Okay, we got enough problems around here. Here'd you get a Honda. Well, it costs just as much as a Subaru, but they're not all-wheel drive. I've been looking at Hondas, but they're literally the same price here. So if I'm going to pay the same price, I might as well get something that's all-wheel drive. And I made a joke about the video crying about we're people, not just a story, saying he thought the virus was ISIS. Yeah, I remember you saying that, Dud. Yeah, it is the same guy. Major, it's always a lispy Magoo. I've never heard of the flamboyant being labeled like that. I like that. Cass, he's a soy boy. He is, and I think he works for the Gov. Major, don't lick them rat turds. That's right. That's right. Cass, we just did a brand new BMW M550. Is that an I? It was badass looking, built-in ashtray. See, making these cars great again. Done $4.99 on Walmart website. You can go get a car lighter and some bling. Hell yeah. Styling. What's up, Jeffrey Allen? Happy freedom to you. New cars have gone totally in the wrong direction of what people want and need. Yeah, because they're all worried about government standards and regulation and whatnot. Nick sent us sunshine. I still don't understand the gifts and stuff over on the Goof too, but thank you so much, Nick. I really appreciate the support. I'm gonna have to look into these gifts because I don't know how all of this works or what all it means. But you're a badass, Nick. Thank you so much for the 2 gifts. Send a high five. You're badass. Thank you so much, Nick. That's awesome. Salty Ginger, I hate getting behind Subarus. I swear the regulators are set 5 below real speed, safest cars on the road in Alaska, but they drive like their funeral procession. Yeah, they do. They are 5 mile an hour below what the speedometer says. It's funny that you say that because it really is. I've had 3 Subarus and 2 of them were exactly the same, just a different color. And all 3 were 5 below the speed limit exactly because they have speed traps here because I live in a Nazi state where they have nothing better to do than try and press charges against you for existing here. And it sucks ass. So they have these speed traps everywhere and they have sheriffs everywhere because they can't use the electronic systems to write tickets for you. So cameras and the little boards that flash when you're going too fast, they can't write tickets through that shit. There has to be an officer nearby to get you. And so when I'm running up on those situations and whatnot, I watch the speed, and on my dash it'll say I'm doing 55, but on the meter it'll say I'm doing 50. And so I have to account for that 5 miles an hour because here you only have 1 mile an hour leeway. So if you're in a 55 and you do 56 or 54, they can pull you over and ruin your life over it. You can expect to get shot in the face. I mean, you never know, but either way. What is happening over here? Thank you so much, Robert, for raiding us over on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you so much for the raid. Let's grab this link really quick. You hooligans need to go follow Robert over on the Rumble. Let me see here. Go give them a follow. Thank you so much for the raid. What a badass. Welcome, Raiders. We're in between videos right now, reading through the chat. Hit that like button on your way in. And then what do we got coming up next? I can't remember what I said was next. Epstein survivor describes seeing her name over 500 times because the DOJ fucked up. It's coming up next, but right now, reading through the chat. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom to you. Ghostly, cruise ships don't seem fun. When your stepbro kills you or the rat shit gets you, yeah, Ghostly. I know we cover horror stories when it comes to these cruises. It's not my fault, though. This is just what's happening in the world. Salty Ragu can't do cocaine, can't huff rat poop. So many rules. I know. Are we even free? Russell looking at the Gladiator. Yeah, I was wondering when you were thinking about getting it. Oh, I try it, Snooks. Russell, I got a ticket for 1 mile an hour over, and I fought it and won. That's awesome, Russell. I got a ticket for disorderly because I was arrested for yelling for help. And I fought it, and they turned it into a misdemeanor and tried to give me 90 days in jail. But I gave them all the money I had, and they took that, and they told me I didn't have to go to jail. Oh, I appreciate you, Donut. You're a badass. What's up, kids, today? Happy freedom to you. Raid, it kills the ignorance dead. That's right. What's up, Dark? Happy freedom to you. Totally care. Work it. I was trying. What's really funny is we get copyright flags for the raid music over on the GoofTube. So I have to erase the music. You used to have to just cut it right out of the live. But now they use AI to remove the copyrighted music or whatever. And so it just looks like I'm dancing to static and just robot sounds and shit. I don't know. Everything's great over on the GoofTube. Patriot Dad, yeah, that's true. I can't read that out loud, but yeah, you're right. Salty ginger car lighters are good to have if you're stranded without a way to make fire. That's true. That is true. Bullseye, love my Nissan 260. What is this? 260,000 V8? Oh man, it's got to be rough to drive a V8 right now. What if that's the real deal? What if that's why gas prices are so high? It's because they're trying to burn out your V8s. Same thing with old vehicles. They have a hard time with this high octane, I guess, and they just leveled ours up here in Michigan. They're trying to get us. Oh, I appreciate you, Nick. You're awesome. Thank you. What's up, Bud Lightner? Happy freedom to you. A little Nissan pickup truck. They run forever. I've heard that. I've heard that I haven't heard anything about Nissan cars other than that women drive them and they drive them like wrecking balls. It's like a stereotype. It's so often, I guess. But I've heard that the little Nissan trucks are awesome. Agent O can't smoke weed. Why? That's about the only thing you can do in Michigan. I mean, you can't do it wherever you want, but you can do it. Smelly, yeah, I'll try and get some free time around 9. Meta, a special driver's license is required to operate Tesla and auto drive. At least in California, it's the law. Damn. I didn't know they already had regulation on it. What's up, Hazard? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Sandra's Library? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Low Ender? Happy freedom. Sam, I've had a Honda Ridgeline for the past 20 years, and it's been a vehicle. Let's see, go on the snow and ice better than anything I've ever owned. Yeah, well, a lot of people say that they like those Hondas, but they're just as expensive as everything else here. I need more money. That's what I need. I need to figure it out. Donut. I'm on the west side. I'm like the opposite side of Detroit. Heard you, so my dad's got a Nissan truck, 400,000 miles before the chassis totally fell apart. Yeah, well, and that's what I need. I need a car that runs good. Magic Moon lights a joint. Patriot Dad, my dream car was a Nissan Twin Turbo 300ZX. Had a rich girlfriend that had one. Awesome car. Yeah. Donut and Fenton. I'm not even sure where that is. Probably not too far from me, though. I'm like kind of in the middle of the state. I mean, I'm a little bit on the west side, but I'm about in the middle. All right, hooligans. Moving forward here. Like I said, Epstein's survivor describes seeing her name over 500 times in the DOJ files. I'll try and keep my comments a minimum. I think that she's doing a little drama theatrics, but I've never had to survive what she is supposedly had to go through. So, like I said, I'll minimize my comments. But either way, hit that like button and let's get into this.
I stepped forward along other survivors, hoping those who allowed this to happen will be held accountable. I kept my identity protected as Jane Doe. I woke up one day with my name mentioned over 500 times. While the rich and powerful remained protected by reduction, my name was exposed to the world. Now reporters from across the globe contact me. I cannot live without looking over my shoulder. I can only imagine the long-term impact this mistake will have on my life. I wanted to be a doctor when I was a kid. So I want to end this statement with a story. In 1800, the doctor named Ignaz Semmelweis discovered something life-saving. He realized that the doctors who were performing autopsies and then immediately delivering babies without washing their hand were carrying cadaverous particles, causing women die in agony. He had evidence, he had solution. He begged the medical establishment to wash their hands to save lives. But the doctors were offended. They found it easier to protect their own reputation and maintain the status quo than to admit they were the ones causing harms. They chose their pride over the life of women, and Dr. Semmelweis was ignored, ridiculed, and eventually cast out. I see the same patterns happening today with handling of these files. Releasing my name while redacting the name of other powerful is not a mistake, it's a choice. It's a choice to prioritize the comfort of an institution over the safety of the survivors. The evidence is right here, yet those in power rather us die socially, emotionally, and physically, than admit their own complicity. I am no longer a Jane Doe hiding in the files. I'm a woman, I'm a fighter, and I'm a witness, and I'm begging you, please wash your hands.
All right. So the DOJ screwed up, which isn't exactly shocking. Government will be the government. They're saying that this Epstein survivor is saying that her name was mentioned over 500 times in the Epstein files when they were released from by the DOJ. She says they intentionally leaked the survivor's name, or she words it a little different, but more or less says that they leaked the survivors' names while hiding the big names in the file, like the perpetrators and stuff like that. Now, like I said, I'm not going to say a whole lot about it, but it just seems a little dramatized a little bit. But I've never had to go through what she went through, so maybe, I don't know, maybe that's how you act if you're going through that. I don't know. She's probably going to get some doll hairs, though. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like the cha-ching button every time she took a pause to cry a little bit there. Anyways, next up, ICE finds more than 10,000 cases of student visa fraud. Cracking down on that fraud. I'm surprised that it's ICE that figured this out, considering we have like a fraud board now that JD Vance is leading, but as long as they're cracking down on the fraud, it's all good. So It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this Epstein survivor making their statements there. Snooks, they were women abused. Why would anyone think that this is an actress? Because people are going to do things to make money. I'm trying to think. We just covered something. Oh, the Epstein letter. The Epstein letter was all over the news. It was supplied to by somebody who was supposedly a cellmate with Epstein. And they put that letter all over the news. It was a self-deletion letter supposedly written by Epstein, but it's not validated. They don't have a way to validate it, or it hasn't been validated yet. But it doesn't matter because they already told the whole world about it. And so now everybody gets to know who the cellmate is and all of that. Now they're getting publicity and all this shit. Meanwhile, the note could be fake. It could be absolutely fake. And so this is what happens is anytime there's topics in the news, people absorb, they're attracted to it to try and get a little something out of it. Get some money, get some fame, get something out of it. So you never know. I mean, I don't know who this woman is or anything like that. Like, what if it's not really her name? What if she's just claiming to be this person? Like, what if she's just saying, oh, that's my name that you guys released? I mean, who knows? Who knows? I'm not saying one way or another. I think just the crying without tears just makes me feel funny about the situation. But like I said, I've never had to go through it, so I don't know. It just is my thoughts. Go say if she wanted privacy, why would she go all out on TV right away and not just sue, and there'd be nothing more than a name? Yeah, it's true. Well, it's like the survivors, standing up on the steps with Marjorie Taylor Greene and was like, oh, we're exposing ourselves so we can be whistleblowers for the bad guys. And Marjorie Taylor Greene said, oh, I'm going to go on the House floor with some other representative, and we're going to read this list of names of perpetrators that was organized by the survivors, and nobody will be able to start a defamation case because there's immunity on the House floor. Then Marjorie Taylor Greene decided to turn against President Trump and then left. And then they never even did that. They don't even talk about it anymore. And so now, I don't know, now we got this going on. So you never know. Sam, the fact that nobody really has been brought to justice over anything Epstein related should be a wake-up call. I don't care who is guilty. Yeah, I feel the same way. The stuff that I can't stand about the whole Epstein files stuff is the Democrats demanding the files as if they haven't been released, and as if they didn't mention before releasing all of it. They came out and said they have no evidence of any third parties doing anything illegal before they ever released any documents. So it did not matter at all from the beginning for them to release anything, because it just didn't matter. It was not going to result in any arrests. Nobody was going to go to jail. Maxwell's already incarcerated. They claim that Epstein kicked the bucket, and they say and claim that nobody else was involved. Now, Anna Paulina Luna has recently been trying to push for indictments on 4 women that she believes was involved in the trafficking, like being like who Maxwell was. And she's trying to fight this, but she's fighting it on her own because everybody on Capitol Hill is corrupt. And so she's the only one saying there's more to the story and people who should be investigated and potentially arrested. Everybody else is saying, nah, we don't have any evidence to arrest anybody. You guys are just getting the files for funsies. And now that there's more than 3 million files released, or whatever the number is, the Democrats are still in the comments of every Trump video saying, how come you're not releasing the files? It's because they can't read and their brain doesn't function. I don't know. I don't understand it. But yeah, Sam, I'm with you. People should be going to jail, and they're not. And then President Trump was saying that, he kept saying, like, are we still talking about the Epstein files? Are we still talking about the Epstein files? And at one point he was saying, if you believe in the Epstein files, that you're not MAGA and all this other stuff. And so I don't know. I don't know what to say about any of that. I knew we weren't going to get anything out of it, though. And I definitely don't like it. Ghostly, I mean, I get being pissed about having your name leaked. I think she's just using it to get attention. Yeah, it could be. I think everybody's right. Out of all the comments we've read, I think that it's obviously wrong that her name was leaked. I think that it's definitely worth something worth being upset about. But I think you can get more money out of a lawsuit if you go on TV and you start crying in front of everybody, especially if you're a woman while you're doing it. If you were a man and you were crying about being sexually assaulted, you know, people are just going to make fun of you and shit. But I think that she can get a bigger bag of cash if she goes on TV and cries about it versus having a silent lawsuit, which would have been more effective and less threatening to her exposure, right? Because she's saying, oh, I'm exposed. How am I going to live my life if everybody knows my name? Meanwhile, she's putting her face on TV and she didn't have to do that. She chose to do that. But she wants privacy at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. But like I said, I think you get more doll hairs if you cry on TV. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm not saying she's an actor. I'm not saying she's not. I don't know anything about any of it. Snooks, was all the J6 people charged crisis actors? No, not all of them, but there was some, and there was like 1,000 or there's an unknown number of FBI plants that were J6ers too, but yeah. Jagular, I play a doctor on TV. I play a gynecologist on TV. Kids today, being a victim can be very lucrative. Yep, absolutely. Done just like people do when Terry Crews was talking about being sexually abused. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Terry Crews was talking about being abused in Hollywood a lot. And you're right. Like, people just didn't care. They just shrugged it off because they think that men don't matter. Our feelings don't matter. Our mental state doesn't matter. And now you see us covering stories of dudes going home, killing their wife, killing their kids, killing themselves. And it's the guy the other day, right, yesterday or whatever, opening fire in the public, just shooting a rifle out at anybody that drove by because people are losing their marbles and nobody gives a fuck about men. And women have privilege. They have privilege with the court. They have privilege with the police and everything. And in victimhood, they have privilege with victimhood. And it's not my fault it's that way. And people could be mad at me like it was my decision to make things that way. But it's absolutely a thing. It is absolutely a thing. If a man punches a woman, people will attack that man and he's absolutely going to jail. If a woman punches a man, they will say to you, what did you do for her to do that to you? They don't say that to women. And I mean, that's just one of millions of examples of how things are. But I think a lot of that is just like everything else around us, is to break down the families, is to make it so we're not whole, we're not a community, we're not organized, we are not united, and I think it's all a part of it. You know, just like turning people, liberals versus conservatives, men versus women, color versus that color, you know what I mean? Like, it's all a part of the division game. And like I talk about all the time, social media is a brainwashing tool. It is a propaganda machine that is ran by the admins. And for some reason, women are a little bit more susceptible to the propaganda of social media than men are. And you can tell by their spending habits. And then, you know, it goes even deeper than that. A lot of times when women are buying these goofy things that social media told them to do that, they're using men's money to do it. They're using their husband, their boyfriend, their whoever, their provider, or even their own money in a lot of situations. But how do you get a man to buy a $50 Stanley Cup? You have his wife ask him to do it. That's how you do it. Just like God couldn't get man to worship him. He had to take a rib and make a woman to have Eve tell Adam to worship God because Adam wasn't happy without Eve. And that's how it goes. It's like a system. It's like a system. But anyways, reading through the chat, we'll move forward here. Ghostly. I don't know what you're referencing. Zero, we are a team that's the backbone of society, the family unit. Yeah, I think that police officers and the court system is government overreach. I think that if they have the court system and police officers, so men can't be the protectors, and so our cities and our communities cannot police ourselves. We're not allowed to by law. And so the way that I've been getting treated over the last 165 days, I think it is, has really made me feel that way, that the court system and the police system altogether is just government overreach, and that we don't need it. There's nothing a police officer can do than any other man has the ability to do. They're not superhuman. They're just a person wearing a different outfit. But because of their special treatment, they're allowed to do things that we're not allowed to do only because they exist. If they didn't exist, men would be doing these things automatically. Protecting our family, protecting our society, protecting our community. But police and courts are in the way of that. And so we can't. We got to let them do it. And what do? They do whatever the fuck they want. They don't perform justice. They perform for who has the highest amount of money. And it's unfortunate. Donut. I'd believe these victims a lot more if they didn't all come together to do a photo op for the Dems complaining about Trump. Yeah. What's up, Pickles? Happy freedom to you. Donut. If the files were sanitized, the Dems did it because they had them first. Yeah, and that's another thing that I can't stand about the whole Epstein file argument stuff that I see all over the internet, is they act like the FBI or whoever it was, DOJ, had left certain things out of the Epstein files, and that, I don't know, just all the conspiracies around the Epstein files, and they just seem to forget that Biden had all that time to release those files however they wanted to. They could have even added files to make it look like Trump was implicated or whatever the case may be, but they didn't. They didn't release any of that. Because today women can be dangerous? Yeah. Only because of the court system. What's up, Liberal Slayer? Happy freedom to you. I don't know what you're talking about. If I blocked you, you wouldn't be in the chat. I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. You had to go to Publix to get bananas? What is Publix? Bullseye. Did realize that the women versus men is a much bigger deal and works better than races fighting it against each other. Yeah. Well, like, one way you can tell that it's a real thing, like, it's not just some little thing. It's a big thing that is controlled from admins on social media, which we already know is handed down by the government. We just saw that SCOTUS ruled that it's okay for the government to tell social media who they can and can't take down, who they post they can and cannot remove, videos, content in general. It can be dictated by the government, and the SCOTUS says that that's fine. One way to test this out is to go on any social media platform. You'll probably be fine on X, but if you go anywhere else and you write all men suck and they should kick the bucket and write it as bluntly as you can, your post will fly. It'll be fine. But if you turn around and you say the same exact statement but switch the word men to women, your post will be taken down and you will probably be punished. Your account will probably be suspended, or you'll have a strike against you for a certain amount of time or something like that. That's how you know it's orchestrated. If it wasn't, it would all be good or it'd all be bad. But to say that you can talk bad about men and that flies, but you talk bad about women, your post gets pulled, your account gets suspended, that's how you know it's orchestrated. Cheeky Chop's biggest supermarket chain in Florida, the Publix. I'm going to have to visit. Jeffrey Allen, theatrics, or all we get from politicians and the mainstream media, been that way forever. Yeah. Well, and I think that's why people question these so-called victims on TV as well. It's not that you just assume everybody's a crisis actor. It's the fact that you feel bad for these people and then you turn around and find out that they're liars. And they're paid actors, or they're this, that, and the other, and after that happens to you so many times, you just start to become skeptical. What's up, Boost of Flames? Happy freedom to you. Meta, Maxwell's in jail, right? Yeah, she was in a prison, but now she's in like a woman's camp in Texas or something like that. Snooks, you don't have Publix in your state? Yeah, I don't know. I don't leave the house much. There's problems out there and I got enough. Zero. Don't ever say anything about the shapeshifters being stupid or morons. It will get taken down. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Don't try the same thing saying black, white, Muslim, Jewish. One side gets preferred treatment. Yeah. And like I said, it's all orchestrated because they want us to all fight with each other. They don't want us to be united. And they absolutely do not want us taking care of each other because they want you to need the government to take care of you because you're forfeiting your control over your life by giving them the ability to buy your groceries and give you money and pay your bills and so on and so forth, right? And so they definitely don't want us taking care of each other. But anyways, moving forward here, like I said, ICE finds more than 10,000 cases of student visa fraud. And I don't know how ICE figured it out. I guess it has to do with the foreign students and stuff, but at least they're cracking down on the fraud. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you hooligans really quick that you should go join jeffmaclive.com. Go set up your profile to create posts in Hooligans Alley, the forums, and the group chats. Plus, watching the live is a lot more fun with memes and gifs in the chat. There's tons of stuff to do and new things happening every day. Select a free membership to get started. And I'm going to drop this link really quick so you can go sign up for your free membership. And then we're going to move forward to 10,000 cases of fraud. Guess who? Happy freedom to you. Guess who says Jeff's the most base Subaru driver? I try. I notice I piss people off. I watch 25 people walk out the chat on Rumble alone, but I don't know. I'm just being honest. It's fine if you think I'm wrong. I have life experience to back me up. But anyways, let's get into this next little bit of the news here. Come on. I actually have to write notes on my schedule to say, don't talk about this because my honesty makes people leave. And I got bills to pay. Hit that like button. Let's get into this.
Developing this morning, ICE is uncovering more on illegal immigration fraud, now identifying thousands of foreign students who claim to be working for employers by abusing a controversial visa work authorization program. ICE says more than 10,000 foreign students are taking part in potential fraud through a program that allows them to extend their stay in the U.S. After graduating from college. They can do so for up to 2 years, in fact. That program is the federal government's optional practical training program called OPT.
This is only the tip of the iceberg. Many of these employers include NGOs engaged in suspicious activity. We've discovered empty buildings and locked doors at addresses where hundreds of foreign students are allegedly employed. In many cases, multiple OPT employers claim to operate from the same address, but none actually lease the facility. We found small residential addresses listed as work sites for hundreds of foreign students, yet no employees were present.
So ICE is now looking into those employers, alleged employers, some who claim to have offshore HR and payroll personnel. Many of the employers also had tax liens, civil lawsuit collections, and breaches of contract on their records.
All right, cracking down on that fraud, which is good stuff. Hopefully they use our tax doll hairs that they're making back from cracking down on this fraud to better purposes. I don't know if that's actually happening, but as long as they're not trying to figure out how to have flamboyant shrimp run on treadmills and all the other stupid stuff that we heard they were wasting tax doll hairs on with USAID and all of that, they're cracking down on this fraud. Hopefully they're spending our tax doll hairs a little more wisely. They're saying 10,000 foreign students are participating in visa fraud using this OPT program, they call it. It allows them to extend their stay by 2 years after completing college. They say that they're not working for employers like they claim. The addresses that they are finding go to empty buildings and empty locations, which is interesting because we saw that in 2020 election and stuff like that. These addresses are not legit. And they're saying that the locations are being used by students and supposed employers that are claiming to hire these foreign students. So it's like this whole orchestrated scheme here. And they're saying that they busted 10,000 cases so far. I assume they're going to find more than that because there is a ton of foreign students in the country. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news, and it is Lefties losing it. Today it's titled, Sydney Sweeney Sends the Left into Fits of Rage. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about 10,000 cases of fraud by foreign students. Snooks, I can't help it. I trust everybody until they give me a reason not to, just like Russell was saying. And it's burned me so many times, but I just can't. Because to me, it's the same thing as like being a shitty person. It's not for anybody else. That's just how I hold myself to the standard. If I don't give people the benefit of the doubt, I'm not giving them shit to begin with. Because I start at being open with somebody. And the more they show me I can't trust them, the less open I am with them. If I start a relationship with somebody, friendship, acquaintance, it doesn't matter what it is, any kind of relationship with somebody, if I don't give them the full version of me and I give them a limited version, they're not getting a fair shot at being a good person, right? I can't trust them. I won't treat them as they are potentially a good person if I start off by assuming the worst in them. So anytime I meet somebody, I trust them. I don't trust them with my life or my cat, but I trust them to a certain degree. But then as the relationship develops, then I determine how open I can be with somebody, especially with the way my job is now and the way I've been attacked in the last 164 or 65 days, just because my face is on TV. It's hard to be so trusting, but it's just in my nature, unfortunately. Well, Snooks, I don't know. I do think it's humorous that you're talking to me about self-protection considering my face being on TV, but I understand. Kids today, I got a 2012 Accord, still very reliable. Yeah. Those Hondas, they do well. Toyotas too. Those Toyota Camrys, you'll see old ones. Like there's a reason we don't have the, what is it that people have to do? And you go get your car or whatever, you have to get it inspected. We don't have inspections here in Michigan. If they did, we wouldn't have cars. We'd be riding around on horses and stuff. Not me, I'd be riding the Klaus. We'd have to get them a saddle, but everybody else, they'd be on horses. It'd be like Red Dead Redemption around here. Totally care. We have enough of our own fraud. We don't need foreigner fraud too. I know we got too much fraud going on. Magic Moon sees their bank accounts too. Yeah, absolutely. That's like people say with Omar. They need to investigate Omar if they really believe that she's a part of that fraud with $250 million or 200. I don't remember what it is. I think it's $250,000. I don't think it's 250 million, but I might be wrong on that. It might actually be. But either way, if they really think that, you know, she's a part of the fraud, they should investigate her just like they would investigate any of us. And if she is, seize her assets and her bank accounts and all of that, because that's absolutely what they would do to us. If they're not above the law, then treat them the same way they treat us, right? Zero, it's so crazy. Scammer's gonna scam. Yep, absolutely. Oh, I appreciate you, Rappy. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Totally care. It's all by design. Divide and alienate. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody hates everybody for their differences. What's up, Lee? Happy freedom to you. Salty Ginger, I'll look for it here in a second. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom to you. Stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire. How the hell did that happen? I don't know if we have anybody else on PE Island. We're gonna have to send help for Kevin. Guess it's not your birthday today. I was there when you were conceived, even though you're a little older than me. I was there in spirit. Guess I'm down with OPT. Yeah, you know me. He's smoking me. Smoking me today. Holy. What's up, Richard? Happy freedom to you. My '07 Prius with 200,000 miles on it has not missed a lick in 5 years. It's badass. I remember people used to make fun of Prius, and now we got the electric cars and stuff. Sam Klaus said what? Patriot Dad, I'm getting 5 to 10 spam calls a day. I work for a living. What the fuck? I get a few. I don't get quite that many. I get 3 spam calls a day on average. I get the damn emails. I get non-stop emails. Probably like 40 emails a day from scammers and cyber criminals trying to pretend that this account's closing or this account. One of the best scams that I see that is really easy is getting an email saying your password's being reset, and if it's not you, click this link. Because a lot of people react like, oh no, somebody's getting into my account, and you click the link and you just forfeited all your passwords and whatever else. Steals the cookies from your browser. These damn cyber criminals. Anyways, let's get into the last little bit of the news. Like I said, it is Lefties losing it. What color is Rita wearing today? I don't know if you guys are going to guess this. Colty text scams. Yeah, I get those every once in a while too. Polish, do you always fall for the large wiener emails? I don't fall for them. I stand for them, but they do hit me up a lot. You know, they also hit me up for Ozempic a lot. I'm like, are you trying to say something to me? I think the cyber criminals are trolling me at the same time as trying to like access my accounts. They're like, by the way, you could use some Ozempic, buddy. Like, we'll deliver it to your door. That's one of the most common emails I get. We'll deliver Ozempic right to your door. I'm like, man. Zero's going with lime today. Snook's all nude, flesh everywhere, head to toe. To her little toes. Sam, we gotta have cookies? I mean, little cookies goes a long way. Sam going with magenta. Kids today, it reminds me of, apparently you failed to post your bank account info online, but there's still time. Yeah, exactly. Done going with vomit green today. Tolikara saying turquoise. Colty going with green. Snooks, yeah. Sam, phone's listening to your conversations. Yeah, my phone, this camera, that camera, that camera, that camera, that Google unit over there. They're all listening to me. But at least they can say that, hey, my ass is here in the house. You can't accuse me of shit. Patriot Dad, Rita's wearing my pearl necklace. Made it yourself. That's very nice. Polish going with red today. You guys are cracking me up. Ah, Salty Ginger, don't you let him lie to you. Lee going with yellow today. Right mind going with burnt orange. Meta going with orange and black. What's up, Canuck? Happy Freedom. Yeast infection yellow. Not my favorite, but I understand. Guess who she's covered in jello? I like jello. Hair juicer makes some good jello, actually. Russell going with purple. Colty, all devices are infected. They are. WC going with pink. Happy Freedom to you. Is that all the bets? What is Rita wearing today? Oh, she's wearing jello. Happy Freedom to you, Abby girl. Is that it? These are all the bets you guys are placing today? Well, we'll see. Today, she's in Halloween colors, and she's styling, a little orange and a little black there. I wonder where she got that necklace. She wears it a lot. I'm not sure what kind of O-face that is, but that's all right. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for the $5 over on Rumble. You're a badass, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. It says, can't believe you read that out loud. Much love, bro. Of course, Patriot Dad, you worded it perfectly, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the talent there. You're a badass, Patriot Dad. Thank you. All right, hooligans, let's get into Lefties losing it.
You're watching the Rita Panahi Show, and it's time for Lefties Losing It, and time for our weekly visit with the ladies of The View. Could be a nightly visit, but I wouldn't do that to you. That would be cruel and unusual. Here, the whole panel loses their teeny tiny minds because an actor dared to state the obvious, that being an actor, being good at pretending, doesn't make you an expert on politics, social issues, or anything else outside of acting. Let's first hear from Oscar winner Billy Bob Thornton.
I'm not really big on like at award shows all of a sudden start talking about saving the Badgers and stuff. It's like you'll get your, like Ricky Gervais said, it's like get your little award and off, you know.
Right.
I don't know anything about politics. I have no idea. I mean, and the stuff that I believe about it, I don't want to force it down somebody else's throat because I'm not an expert on that.
Oh, well, that was enough to set off the angry ladies of The View who love nothing more than shoving their ill-informed opinions down the throats of their long-suffering audience. Let's start with Joy Behar.
Imagine bragging about how uninformed you are.
Yeah.
You know? Because you're an American citizen. Don't you watch the
Well,
news?
I would say
Don't you
that
read the paper?
I do think the civic participation, our vote is a privilege that so many have died for and fought for. That,
No, but they have an influence. I mean, Springsteen right now and Robert De Niro have big audiences.
No, they have.
And so does, wait a minute, so does John Voight and Kid Rock, okay?
No, they have audience.
All of them have the right to speak out.
They do. Right? They have the right to
use your platform.
See, and
the only
people... Really, Joy, comparing the unhinged antics of Robert De Niro in recent years to Kid Rock and John Voight, not exactly the same, is it? Now, let's hear more hysterical sounds in reaction to Billy Bob Thornton, this time courtesy of the perpetually miserable Sunny Hostin.
We are at a crisis point in this country. I think democracy is participatory. I think when you have a platform, that means you have an outsized voice. And when you have a platform, I think that you have a responsibility to speak up about what's going on in this country. In my view, silence is complicity.
And every minute,
we need every single ally to speak out.
Every day we get closer to an autocracy in this country. We're about to lose it. I think that people don't seem to understand what's going on.
Autocracy. I mean, these people are deranged. Let's not forget it was just a few months ago when Joy Behar was claiming that the midterms wouldn't happen, that Donald Trump was going to end all elections. Like I said, deranged. Now, here is a celebrity being attacked for saying something when in character. This isn't Sydney Sweeney talking, it's her character in Euphoria, Cassie Howard. And yet this little clip has sent the left into fits of unbridled rage.
Like, if a man today were to say that he wants a girlfriend that can cook or clean, he might as well be screaming the N-word. Okay.
Well, you sound like a Democrat.
I'm not retarded.
Now back to the dangerously uninformed, and let's hear from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who made this startling claim about the American Revolution.
The American Revolution was against the billionaires of their time. And we are declaring independence from such an extreme marriage of wealth and power and the state.
So 1 minute the American Revolution was all about toxic white masculinity, and now it was a revolution against the wealthy. Someone needs to tell AOC the American Revolution was in fact led by some of the richest people in the 13 colonies. Indeed, Robert Morris, considered the richest man in America at the time, used his own personal wealth to finance much of the American Revolution. Now, what the Democrats really excel at is lying. We know that, and they could not resist deliberately and dishonestly cutting this next clip to make it look like President Trump does not give a stuff about the economic pressures Americans are under. Here is what the Democrats made viral on social media earlier today.
I don't think about Americans' financial situation, I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing.
Yes, you just heard the president say, I don't think about Americans' financial situation. That's the clip the left cut up earlier today and went to town on. Only one little problem, context. The president was answering a question about the war in Iran and what motivates his decision-making in that conflict. Let's look at the bits the Democrats deliberately cut from that video.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates.
The reporter asks, when negotiating with Iran, to what extent are Americans' financial situation motivating you to make a deal? It would be profoundly weak and would send every wrong signal to Iran and the world if Trump said American domestic politics was putting pressure on him to make a deal. Let's bring in Center for the American Experiment.
Very nice. All right, that does wrap up the news. We are going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to be cracking open today's puzzle advent calendar. It was provided by Watchmen, and I think today's the last puzzle, which is sad. I love these puzzles. And then after that, we have our 2 funny videos of the day. Once again, the first one was provided by Stoner, and it's titled, Is Bacon Good? And our official funny video of the day is provided by Donnie, and it's titled, Is That Why Gas Prices Are So Expensive? It's coming up next. So first, we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about Lefties losing it. Sam, Israel is what motivates Trump's decision in regards to Iran. Definitely could be. Have you guys seen this? What is his name? Something Chud. He's some newer live streamer that's getting really popular for making racist remarks out in public and stuff. I think he was just arrested for making threats or doing a call to violence. I don't know, something that seems to be taken out of context, and now he's being targeted and stuff. I'm trying to think what I was going to say now. Oh, he was arguing with some woman who wasn't from here. She was from the UK or something, and they were going back and forth, and she was getting really upset because apparently she's not familiar with trolling, and he was absolutely trolling her. She should have just walked away, and eventually she did. But she had to throw the good old, you're probably a Trump supporter, like that's supposed to hurt your feelings or whatever. And he was like, nah, Trump's a Jew. And then she didn't know what to say, and so she had to just walk away. I don't know. Silly people. Silly people. You can't let things hurt your feelings. Don't be invested. Be entertained. Because we can't change what's going to happen anyways. 10 Man. She's leading in the polls for the Democrat president. Talking about AOC. Yeah. I'm trying to think who else I saw up there. Booker. He's at the bottom. Booker's at the bottom. For a while, people were thinking he was going to be great. Because remember, he was doing the marathon crying. I think he has the record right now. I can't remember if he still has the record, but for a while he was a record for longest crybaby session at the podium. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but he's in the lowest part of the list. But yeah, AOC's at the top. She's ranking higher than Hyena Harris, which I think is really interesting. Russell, more cock ring puzzles. I don't know. I hope this one doesn't have rings and ropes. I still haven't figured this out yet. I don't know if I'll be able to beat this. I don't know. It ties my brain into a pretzel. Zero, Fetterman's probably a way better choice than AOC. As far as like logic and stuff, but you know how the lefties are. They don't like logic. If they did, they'd be conservatives. So, yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I think if they were going to use somebody that had an actual brain inside their noggin, they should put Fetterman up there. But right now, Fetterman's kind of being disowned by the Democrats because he just makes too much sense. Sam, yeah. I know. Say, man, we don't need no Democrat for president. Well, no, yeah, you're right. But I don't think that's what Zero is saying. I think Zero is saying, if the Dems, they're obviously going to put somebody up. Somebody's going to be running for president. And if they were smart, they'd put up Fetterman because he actually makes sense. But they're not going to. They're going to use whoever is wackiest and whatever. They try to entertain people for votes instead of making, policy. Like, what was Hyena Harris's policy? Until she started copying President Trump, she didn't even have a policy. And then she just started saying the same thing Trump did, and that was her own demise. What's up, Sedan? Happy freedom to you. Fetterman's still a Democrat? Yeah. Elder Zoomer just got Domino's. What'd you get? I gotta try some Domino's. You guys talked me into it. Maybe I'll do that today. I have some important paperwork I have to fill out. See how this courthouse is gonna screw me. I should put lipstick on. Maybe I'll have time for Domino's. I don't know. Car probably will seize up on the way. Life's hard. Guess who? Senator Booker is a bottom, you say? You're not wrong. Yeah. He's on the bottom of the list. He's on the bottom of something. Totally care. Jeff's cracking his last box. I hope that's not the case. Hopefully there's more boxes to come, Polish Chud the Tartar. Chud the Builder. Yeah, it does. That's who I'm talking about. Chud the Builder. Yeah. Donut. Someday we'll get Jeff and Rita together. It's a match made in heaven. She'd probably just roast me to death. Hurt my little feelings right in front of my giant cat. Maybe. Cass. She's a pumpkin again. Somehow Rita pulls it off. Yeah, somebody was saying in the chat, I'll have to figure out who was saying it. I think it was Salty Ginger, that they're going into fall now because we're going into summer. So they're starting to get colder weather out there in Australia, which makes a lot more sense for them to wear pumpkin colors. Do they celebrate Halloween over there? I always get reminded when we get near Thanksgiving. And people will be in the chat and they're like, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And then you're like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. Totally makes sense. We're Americanized. We just think everybody participates in our shit. They should. It's great. 10-man progressive Democrat ideologies is what got us in the shape we're in now. Yeah, absolutely. Snooks, and who would have ever thought Fetterman would ever make sense? Yeah, that's probably the most surprising thing that Democrats have done. Is Fetterman went from being like in a mental ward and having strokes and shit to actually making sense. Whatever they did, it worked. Polish, their winner is coming. Yeah. Colty, it'd be a killer collaboration if you guys did a show like that. It would be very entertaining. People used to say that about Salty Cracker, saying that we're like peanut butter and jelly because he's so like wacky and energetic and I'm calm and collected and whatnot. We'll see. Maybe one day. Salty Ginger. I know that you said you couldn't remember last week, and I blanked it too, so I looked it up and keep meaning to tag you because it's been brain block for days now. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, Salty Ginger. What's up, Deep South Jody? Happy freedom to you. The seasons are flipped in the southern hemisphere. 7th grade geography. Yeah. Meow. Is it Fancy Feast time? Oh, it is, isn't it? 8:30. 8:32. Would you just go have a seat? We're almost there. This poor cat is just... Look at him just fading away here. Bazooka Klaus. Yeah, it's Bazooka Klaus here. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Alright, get your booty over here, giant cat. Jesus loves us. It's a good boy. Surprised he don't get sore spots laying around so much. Like, come on, man. Smelly. Oh, yeah, it's almost 9. Thanks for hanging out with us, Smelly. Enjoy the rest of your day. Guess who? Chud Builder, same guy that shot himself outside of the courtroom by accident today. Is that what he did? Guess who? That is hilarious. I will have to find that. I don't know much about Chud the Builder. I've just been seeing clips recently. I don't know much about him. I just know he's a controversial individual because he says borderline racist stuff on the live stream. I don't know about shooting himself outside of the courthouse, though. That's pretty entertaining. I'll have to figure that out. Snooks, oh no, Klaus has lost an ounce. Sam, he's looking a bit peckish. Yeah, yeah, just a little bit. I need to weigh him up because I wonder where he's at. Last time I weighed him, I think he was at 18 pounds. I'm wondering if we're gonna hit that 20-pounder mark. Happy girl, bless his heart. He's a good boy though. Magic Moon, his internal clock is right on. He is. All right, hooligans. Let's get into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to be cracking open the last of the puzzle advent calendar. It was provided by Watchmen. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick. If you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the video description. We have PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals. Buy me a coffee. You can send something to the P.O. Box, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what we get today from this advent calendar. It was provided by Watchmen. I am excited to see what it is. It's heavy. It's heavy. I was not expecting that. It's heavy like Klaus Daniels. Here you go. Here's a box. That's for you. Today is day 24. I don't think there's any rope. What do you think? We're going to beat the puzzle? Is it invading your space? Why are you licking your lips at me? I know what time it is. You see him licking his lips at me? That's how he thinks I don't understand what time it is. He doesn't realize I run on my own clock. Today is day 24. Sadly, this is the last of the puzzle advent calendar. Ooh, what is this? This almost looks like a Michigan State logo. That's gonna make people mad. I don't know much about sports. Don't talk to me about sports. I don't know shit about it. This is what we're working with today. I'm not sure. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Side A. The other side is unnamed. It's a multi-dimensional puzzle. It's got these little notches on it. I don't know if you guys could be able to see it. There's like these little notches on the edge here. And they're all over this design. Okay. Interesting. Let me see. How do we figure this out? Something. It's not going to be obvious right away, I'm sure. Very interesting. I do not know. I do not know. Okay, hold on. I just did something. Now I don't know how to undo it. Aha! I just found out that you can turn the corner here. That's gotta be a part of it. It's gotta be a part of it. You can only do a 90-degree turn. Can you do one more? Maybe getting close. These little notches, they're there deliberately. Can't rotate it forward. Can only go backwards. So what about this side? I don't even know how I did it initially. Now I can't get it back. Oh no, I don't remember. I don't remember how I turned it initially. I can't go back the other way. Because I think I need to turn both of them to 90 degrees. I want to beat this today, damn it. How do I do the thing? So I think I got to turn them both. I can't remember how I turned the one. I don't know if I'm getting any closer or farther away from beating this. Must have rotated the other way. Getting lost in the sauce. I don't think we're going to be able to beat this. Not without cheating. Okay, hold on. I figured something out here. I rotated it, but now I can't rotate it back. What are you doing? You distracted me, Klaus Daniels. I'm not going to be able to beat this nonsense. Dang it, I'm going to have to cheat. Let me see if we can figure it out with their little cheat sheet here. It's always a crude drawing. Drawn by the wiener of some liberal, but, you know. I think I was close, maybe. I don't know. Which side is A and which side is B? Did I almost get it? It's hard to say. I don't know. We'll give it another minute or so, and then we're going to have to move forward here. Okay, there's the first rotation. I can't rotate like this. Oh. So damn close. Look at this. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Look, so damn close. Stupid little notch. I'm so close. Just keep tugging on it. I'll figure this out at some point. But I don't think it's going to be during the live. It's cheating. It's full on cheating. It's like 2020 all over again. I'm starting to feel like I'm just making a mess of things. So close, but so far away. Well, I'll have to show you guys tomorrow how I beat the puzzle after I watch a damn tutorial on the fucking internet because I can't beat it. You got me again, Watchmen. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the advent calendar. It's been badass. We'll have to figure out what we're cracking open tomorrow. All right, hooligans. Let's get into some funny videos here. The damn puzzle outsmarted me again. Load up. Here we go. You guys are going to like this. It's our first funny video of the day, and this one was provided by Stowner. It's titled, "Is Bacon Good?"
Houston, is that good?
Burger. Bacon. Burger.
Oh, that's delicious.
It's so good. Bacon. And people are like, what's it like to be an American? You just play that video. Anyways, getting into our official funny video of the day. This one was provided by Donnie. If I could get, there we go. And this one's titled, like it says, provided by Donnie, and it's titled, "Is this why gas is so expensive?" Gotta ban those assault horses. You just assaulted everybody there. Holy. Anyways, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. I'm gonna grab this link really quick. I'm gonna drop it in all the chats. We're gonna read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we are raiding out over on Rumble. I don't know why you guys post so many horse farting videos, but if you keep posting them, we're gonna keep sharing them. But you're not talking me into riding a horse. I'm telling you that. You're talking me right out of it. Anyways, there is the linkless link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because you got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience a live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley and all the features over on the website. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through. We got the pledge coming up, and then we are raiding out over on Rumble. Sam, damn, I know. Holy horseness. Sam, what are you guys talking about? You talking about Chud the Builder? Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into the whole shooting thing because I don't know anything about it. I just figured out who he was just like a couple days ago, and I've only seen clips. I've never like seen him live or anything like that. Also, yeah, that's exactly why I'm not riding the assault horses. They work with Bambi Al Qaeda. I don't trust them. Oh, I really appreciate you, Colty. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've been waiting for life to get better a long time now, and it just keeps getting worse, and I don't know why. All I do is sit in the house. I really don't leave. The only time I leave is to go for a walk, and it's usually like 3 o'clock in the morning because then nobody's awake. Nobody's around. There's literally no cars. A lot of times I have a headset in, listen to music or whatever when I'm walking. I literally don't bother anybody. And I've gotten more problems in the last 165 days than I've had in years. And so I'm just praying that there's something really great around the corner for me. That's all I can do, because I literally am not causing the problems that are happening to me, and I also don't have a way to solve them. So I'm just kind of gaining problems. And that really sucks. I mean, even like my health is going and stuff, and I don't really know why this is happening, but I do appreciate all the prayers from you hooligans. Oh, much love to you, Colty. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. Sound like a weed whacker. It did. The horse was feeling it. The horse got up. He was like, I think I'm feeling better. I was like, all right. All right. Cleared out the barn there. Oh, thank you for being with us, Watchman. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sedan gas can kill a horse? I didn't realize that they were so fragile. I mean, I understand they're their own kind of creature. I seen a video where somebody scared a horse. There was a horse like coming down a path, and this person was like hiding in a bush and jumped down, was like rawr, you know, like scared the horse. The horse fell on the ground, and everybody was like, oh man, that's, you know, that's not funny, because if the horse would have broke its leg, it'd have to be put down and stuff. And I see them as like big war machines. I stay the hell away from horses. But I didn't realize that they were fragile. A lot of people say they're like big ass dogs. Colty busts out the angle grinder. I know, I feel like I'm so close to beating this damn puzzle, but you guys put so much pressure on me. I'll figure it out. I'll show you guys tomorrow. Is thermite prohibited? It's encouraged. What's up, Mothertopia? Happy freedom to you. We had one of those on the coffee table in one of our escape rooms. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to figuring out how to beat it. I love these puzzles. Stoner, what are you talking about here? Little Gerald and Snooks chasing each other around in the backyard. What exactly are you talking about? Oh, I'm happy to have all of you guys, Cass. Stoner, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. I hear you. I got more than 99 problems, but you know, it's all right. It's all right. Sedan horses mostly eat grass in the winter, and they can get, let's see, when they get spring grass, things happen. Ex-wife had 4 horses. Isn't horses really expensive to maintain? Zero, no dying allowed. I will remain as long as I can. What's up, Darkhorn? Happy freedom to you. Saying, I bet that horse feels better. Yeah. This is perked right up. It ain't got no hands. It had a itch it couldn't scratch. Mission accomplished. Guess 2-stroke horse. Is that what it was? Had to get the motor running there. Meta got bacon? I do. I want some bacon now. They should put that video with that baby on bacon commercials, because it makes you want bacon. The baby's like, this bacon is so good. When you're choosing bacon over boobies, then you know. Sam, the website's the best site, and I appreciate you, Sam. All right, hooligans, it is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Let's figure out who we're raiding over on Rumble. But before we start that, we got to cut off Twitch because the raid is against community guidelines over there. So if you're watching over on Twitch, you'd like to be a part of the raid, you're welcome to join us over on X, Blaze, Kick, YouTube, Rumble, or jeffmaclive.com. Otherwise, I will see you Twitch hooligans tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Everyone else, sit tight. We got this raid coming up. Like I was saying yesterday, you can sit loose if you want to, but it's better if you sit tight. That's what they say. Double checking things here. Who we raid yesterday? Handy News, I believe. So let's figure out who we're raiding today. Rotella's live. Hexic is live. I don't think we've raided them yet. I think we followed them through Grim, I believe. Misfits live. Wilkie's live. Well, let me see about the Rotella. How long has Rotella been on? Rotella's been on almost 2 hours. He might be wrapping it up soon. I don't know. Well, Wilkie. Or actually, this is Frag. Frag's live. Almost 2 hours on Frag, too. I wonder if Wilkie and Frag are playing together. I think Wilkie said almost 4 hours. We might have to just pick a live here. Alex Jones is live. I wonder if we could raid Alex Jones. Should we try and raid Alex Jones? I don't know if we'll be able to. I don't know if we should risk it. Because I think if we do it and they deny it, I don't know if we get to move forward or not. Drop a 1 in the chat if you think that we should try and raid Alex Jones. I don't know if we'll be able to. If it doesn't work, we may be able to do a second raid here. Oh, this isn't real Alex Jones. This says it's been live for 75 hours. What about this? What about AJ live? That's been live for 12 days. Nah, never mind. We're not going to do that. Because there ain't nobody there to see how cool we are. And we like to be acknowledged around here. Zero. Hexic just started. Well, I don't think we've raided them, so we should just do the thing. I'm pretty sure we've never raided these guys. This guy here. So we're going to give him a shot. All right, hooligans. Hit that like button as soon as you land. Let's get raiding.
Can you play on mobile? Wait a second. Wait a second. Is that Jeff Mack? Is that Jeff Mack with the raid? How are you doing, Jeff? Thank you for the raid, my friend. Thank you for bringing your party over here to my party. I appreciate you, brother. I hope you had a great stream. I hope you had a great stream. I'm doing good. How you today? Hey, man, come here. Don't you worry about me, Jeff. I'm worried about you. That's all I'm worried about is you. What's up, Zero? How you doing, my friend? Cass, how are you doing? How are you doing? Too old to care with the follow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. One bus. Hope y'all are having a great day. Hope you enjoyed Jeff Mack. And welcome over here. The music's awesome. Jeff Mack, you're awesome. Sir Pickles, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Businessman 97. Damn. That guy don't play about his paper. That guy don't play about his paper. Happy freedom. Happy freedom. Fresh cabine. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate it, man.
Fantastic raid, you hooligans. Well, he's awesome. He's awesome. I'm pretty sure we were introduced to Hexic through Grim. I'm pretty sure. And Grim knows everybody, but he's very cool. We will make sure to raid him again soon. Very cool. His effects were awesome. I'm super jealous. I wonder how he was doing that shit. It's awesome. Anyways, we're going to read through really quick. We are wrapping this up, but we'll be live again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Now I want to go Raven. So much fun. Ghostly, I know with the Trump dance is styling out there. Jamming out. Zero, he's a good dude. He plays with Wilkie and Frag too. That's cool. Very cool. Yeah, we will have to raid them again. He's awesome. Oh, we got new hooligans over here on Rumble too. People came and followed us. Awesome. Super awesome. Peace and God bless. Well, thank you, Neurodivergent. God bless to you. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. Zero, do the thing. He's a good dude. Yeah, he's awesome. Don't no 24-hour live streams. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Alex Jones lives were reruns and stuff. I didn't know that that was a thing. I just seen him on the list and thought we had an opportunity there, but yeah. What's up, businessman? Happy freedom. Oh, businessman, you're awesome. I appreciate you sticking with us. Kids today, polar bears might be more expensive, but yes, pretty expensive. Talking about horses, I've always heard that they're expensive, and that's like, would they just have the Derby? Not that long, it was like last week or the week before that, and that's why you see all the wealthy people there, because it's big business for race horses and stuff. Well, I appreciate you, Zero, and thank you, Sam. You hooligans, enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe out there. Salty Ginger, President Trump and Z meeting will be in 20 minutes. I thought it was tomorrow is when they were doing it. Let me check. I didn't know that there was going to be a Trump live. Let me take a gander at the schedule really quick. It's almost 9 o'clock. What day is it? Is it Wednesday? Oh no, I just clicked the wrong button. There we go. Wednesday. They got the whole week schedule up already. On his schedule, it's saying that President Trump participates in a greeting with the President of the People's Republic of China. That's a funny way of saying communism. That's at 10 p.m. though. Bilateral meeting, 10:15. President participates in executive time, but that's at 8. I'm not seeing anything on his schedule for 9 p.m. Today's 13th, right? Yeah. I'm not seeing anything for that. I wonder if like Right Side Broadcasting is starting an early live, because they always go live, you know, quite a bit before President Trump gets on stage. I'll look into it, but I don't see anything going on right this moment. Meta, it's always darkest before it's dawn. Yep, that's true. What's up, CG? Happy freedom to you. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Joined us right at the end here, but we will be live again tomorrow. Kelsey, what the hell is that? What is this? This is going to be in my nightmares today. Look at this. Nah. This is what shapeshifters think they look like when they dress up as furries and stuff. They think they look like, they don't. They don't. They look like a mess. Anyways, that scared me. I'm real tight right now. Let me see. 10 p.m. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too, is 10 p.m. Sam, she's got those horse farts. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You know what's funny is because we were just real quick, we were joking about how girl farts smell worse than boy farts. And then my phone, who listens to me all the time, decided to put a video in front of me that was explaining why girl farts smell worse than boy farts. It has to do with a hormone or a chemical in your body that women produce more of than we do. And when we process food, they produce a certain kind of molecule that makes their stuff smell worse than ours. And I don't know. I just think life is funny about that. Boiling Point, you just rated us. We're wrapping her up. We're literally wrapping her up right now. Everybody's going to be double rated out. But thank you so much, Boiling Point. I really appreciate the raid. For anybody that's still in the chat, I will drop the link. You guys need to go follow Boiling Point. Let me see. Follow. There we go. Magic Moon still with us. You guys need to go follow Boiling Point. Thank you so much, Boiling Point, for the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. Really appreciate you, Boiling Point. Like I said, we are wrapping this up. I believe everybody's gonna be rated out over to Hexic, I believe, but he's a very cool dude. So if you haven't checked him out yet, Boiling Point, definitely go check them out because he's really cool. We just were hanging out over there, so definitely check it out. What's up, Lou? Happy freedom to you. You guys welcome and hit that like button. Like I said, we are wrapping this up, but I do appreciate the raid. Thank you so much. We're gonna read through really quick, and then we're doing the thing. Zero Hexic is promoting you big time. Well, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. Sam, one of the downsides of traveling on a horse and buggy is you're in the line of fire. Oh, I never thought about that. I've never really thought about the Amish experience. You're just having a gay old time, and then you just get hit with the the horse ripping skippies right at you. I don't know. You get lost in the fog there. Oh, I appreciate you, Too Old to Care. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Guess I'm AOC. That is who that was. I didn't even realize. Salty Ginger. Oh, you're talking about your time. I see. Well, I'll check again in an hour or so. See what I can find. Meta, how often can you raid? Like raiding out? I think you can only do it once. I don't really know. We've had issues in the past, but things have changed and upgraded so much. But I believe you can only do it once per live. So it is what it is. But either way, I appreciate all of you guys being here. You guys have been fantastic. I really appreciate all of you guys helping me cover the news, and thank you for helping me make the news suck a little less. Like I said, you guys are fantastic. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Go find yourself some good food, have fun, and be safe. And I will try and do the same. And make your way back to us tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.